Hey guys, I'm just going to make a quick video and show you how you can practice with smart music. It's pretty important that you're not sending me your first try at stuff. Otherwise, it's not going to work out too well for you. You want to make sure that what you're sending is your best try. And so what I would recommend is that on Monday, when you get the assignment, you spend some time practicing it before you log in and you do it. So I'm going to show you how you could do that practicing. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see exactly where I'm at. So, all right, so I'm logging in with my favorite fake account. It's a very good account. The student does a lot of their homework. It's a very real account, very serious accounts here only. So as you can see, I have beginner flute and beginner trombone. So I'm going to go to beginner flute. So as you can see, I have some assignments that are all due right now, which is I need to get that taken care of. So I'm going to start out with Dragon Slayer. So I'm going to go here, select flute, because that's the part that I want to see on screen. So on the screen here, it's just telling me exactly what I need to do. So we're going to go over that right now. So I'm going to hit close. So right now, if I hit play, it's going to do the first 40 measures, and it's going to play everybody's parts. It's going to play the accompaniment, which is everybody else's part, not just the flute part. So it's going to play my part as well, and then it's also going to have the metronome clicking in the background. So if I wanted to practice just my flute part, I didn't want to hear everybody else, I can click off the accompaniment part, and I would only hear my part. Now, this is a really good aspect because you can practice fingering along with your part on a tricky section. So when I play flute, I am awful at going from D to E natural. Something about the first finger coming up and the pinky going down. I have to practice that a lot. So measure 11, I would have to practice that. So what I would do, I would turn off the accompaniment. I would click right here where it says loop. So what the loop is going to do is allow me to practice just a couple notes over and over again. And I can do things like just note name a couple times, and then note name and finger a couple times, and then after that, play along a couple times. So I'm going to click set, and it's going to pop up these little boundaries. So I'm going to drag these over to measure 11. So wherever you put these little flagpoles is where it's going to loop for you. So I would recommend the first time that you practice that loop, you just let it go through so you could get the hang of what it's going to do. So I'm going to show you what it does now. So it clicks you off. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, finger along. So you can do that as many times as you want. And this is the practice portion. This is not the assignment portion. The assignment should be representative of the work that you have been putting in for the entire week, right? So let's say you're good to go on those measures now, and you have no problem with the rest of the assignment. What you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to hit clear. And what that's going to do is turn off the boundaries, okay? So then you're going to go back to tracks. When it comes time for you to record, you have to turn off my part. The reason being is if you don't, watch what happens. Oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. You got to click back at the beginning so it knows where to start. I'm going to hit record, but my part is playing, so listen. So I'm going to test my microphone. Great, works. So now it's saying that I missed one note. It says I'm missing this E right here. I didn't play a single note. You watched me. The reason is the microphone is picking up the speakers. Those are two separate things on a computer. So the microphone is hearing what's coming out of the speakers, and it's assuming that you did it right. So if you play with my part on, it will pick up you instead of, it will pick up the sound coming out of the computer instead of you playing. If I hear that on a recording, I'm not going to give you a grade for that because that's not representative of your work. Okay, so you're going to need to make sure you're going to go back to tracks, and now you're going to turn off my part. Okay, so then you'll record. So now the only thing you hear is the clicking of the metronome. Okay, so that's what I should hear in your part. The next thing, let me grab one thing. Another thing you can use is headphones like these, the iPhone headphones. They have a microphone on them. They also have these. So what you can do is put in your earbuds. You can plug it into your computer, and then you can go in and turn on the my part and the accompaniment part. So in the headphones, all you're going to hear is the band playing and yourself. You could just make it yourself, however you want to do it. But you're going to hear that in the headphones. When it comes to the recording is being done by the computer still, so I will only hear you. So if you're going to if you're doing your recording to submit, then you're going to go ahead. You could do this. This is a really great option. It helps keep you on track. So the final thing I want to show you is if I go over to my takes right now, my last one, it's saying right here in the top left, it says that was my second take. That's what the number 2 means. It says 4%. That's the grade you're going to get. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've done it enough times to where your goal should be to get 70 and above. Now, when I go back and I listen to these, sometimes the computer makes like a silly mistake. It doesn't recognize you missed a note, or you played the correct note and it just didn't recognize it accurately. So that's totally fine. I completely understand that. And I will make the proper adjustments to your grade when it comes time for that. So what I'll do is if you hit save, it's going to save a copy of that recording to your computer, as we found out in our last video. And then you're going to hit submit, and this is what's going to send it to me. So when I hit submit, if you want to type in here that you messed up, or you could tell me what you could do better or what you don't understand, this is a way for you and I to be able to communicate about your needs when it comes to your instrument. So from there, you got to make sure you hit submit. If you don't hit submit that second time, then it's not going to send to me. And unfortunately, I can't give grades for assignments that I don't receive. So that should be everything. Let me make sure there's nothing else. We already talked about loops. We talked about tracks, turning them on and off. So another useful tool, the last thing we're going to talk about, I think, so is this tempo tool. This is your metronome. So for some of us, like yesterday when I was practicing my flute part at measure 11, 120 beats per minute, that's what this is right here, the tempo, that was too fast for me to start practicing. I wasn't being successful. I was still missing the notes. I couldn't hear what I was supposed to be playing. So what I needed to do was I needed to slow it down. Now it turns red when it does that, and that's because the required tempo for you to submit to that is 120. But if you're just practicing, you can knock it down to 100. So you can bump it up as you need, things like that. I think that's everything I want to show you for right now on Smart Music. If you have questions, I promise you other people have the exact same questions as you, and it would be really helpful if you emailed me those questions or if you called up to the band hall with those questions. And then if I have enough questions, I can just make a video for everybody so that we're all on the same page. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So if y'all have any more questions, feel free to email me or call me, and then we can get this together. If you would like some one-on-one help, let me know, and I can set up a Zoom video just like this for you so that we can help you get better.